Alrighty, hey guys, it's Dill. Today we're going to be looking at a new product from the Pokemon Company. We're going to be looking at the Trainer's Toolkit 2, which is a little different from the first Trainer's Toolkit that came out last year. These guys I have up here, in that it's blue, and also comes with a bunch of different supporters and some promo Crobats instead of Dedennis. So we'll get into it here. So first I'm going to show you everything in the box, and then we're going to do an opening of the packs in this guy, and then I'm going to go over all the supporters that it comes with, because it's quite a long list. Alrighty, so it comes with a little sleeve that goes over the actual box, just like the old ones. And then, if we crack it open here, see we get a few things. First, we have some card sleeves, which actually I don't like these as much as last year's. Here, let me see if I can find one of last year's, because last year's were quite nice. Here, this is last year's sleeve, which I thought was a very nice sleeve, and I used it for quite a while until I got some Dragon Shields. And then this is this year's, and I don't like it quite as much. It's not bad, but I don't like it quite as much. Here. So then we get from there a whole big thing of energies, which you probably have too many of already, but you know how it is. Probably a good thing to include either way. We get a code card and a big thing full of supporters and the Crobats on the front there. So we'll go through this in a minute there, but this is the big promo there. Do get some dice as well. We get some packs, so Sword Shield base, 1 Vivid Voltage, and then 2 Chilling Reign. So not too bad. At least there's nothing from the Sun Moon era there. We get a player's guide, as usual. A deck builder's guide, which gives you some helpful tips on how to build a deck. So, and it looks like they teach you how to build one around Inteleon. And then from there, just some, oh, nice. Those are some really nice damage counters, or some status markers. Normally they're just these cheap little, almost like acrylics, but these are quite nice. They look more like the actual coins there. Very nice. Okay, so here, I'll move some of this stuff off to the side here. Okay. So first here, we'll do a pack opening. We'll start with the oldest and go newer. The Sword Shield base don't open quite as nice as the newer packs there. Okay, code card for you guys. Once again, it doesn't really like focusing on these. And then we'll do the trick. 1, 2, 3, 4 to the front, I believe, on these guys. Yeah, there we go. We get a lightning energy at the front, a Lumberry, rare candy, a Reboot, Sinistea, Pikachu, Scorbunny, Hoothoot, Skorupi, Haunter Reverse, and on the end, Hollow Cinderace. Nice. Next we go to Vivid Voltage here. not opening quite as well as the newer packs for whatever reason. There we go. Okay. Give you guys a code card here. Great. Do the trick, which I believe is still 1, 2, 3, 4 to the front. Yeah. Get a grass energy, followed by a Ferrothorn, Caralis, Dusclops, Rockruff, Blitzel, Skidoo, Ferroseed, Dedenne, Beldum, and on the end, a Toucannon. Okay. Now we're going to get to some of the newer packs here. Chilling Reign, which is the previous set. We're now on Evolving Skies at this point, but this released before Evolving Skies did, so didn't expect it to come with Evolving Skies. But here we go. Give you guys a code card here. 1, 2, 3, 4 to the front. We start with a Metal Energy, Fog Crystal, Hattrem, Drizzile, Snorunt, a Venipede, Snover, Galarian Slowpoke, Crabrawler, Agatha Reverse, and on the end, ooh, a Blissey V. I've gotten a few too many of these, but that's okay. I think I gave all of my last ones to Deeb there, so now I have my own Blissey. Alrighty, on to the next pack. I think it's going to open better from this side. There we go. I'm going to give you guys a code card here. Okay, we're going to do the trick. 1, 2, 3, 4 to the front. We're going to start off with a Psychic Energy, a Lairon, Expedition Uniform, Old Cemetery, Ralts, Venipede, Bound Sweet, Lapras, Blitzel, Reverse Weedle, and on the end, a Serena. Alright, so not too bad for the packs there. Blissey V, quite nice. So here, I'm going to go through this big stack of stuff here. So I'll try to do a little rundown of everything in here. First thing we get on the front is a Crobat, and I bet you that'll be followed by another Crobat. And this is a promo art that is specific to these Trainers Toolkits. Came out in Japan quite a while ago, but we haven't seen it yet. So, and then we get a Sabrina and Bryson, which is another art that we haven't gotten here in an actual set yet, so it'll be exclusive to this. There's a Miss Magius, which is another art we haven't gotten yet, and I believe that's it. So here, we'll start going through these. And I'll also mention where you might want to use these. So here we have an Air Balloon, which gives you 2 less retreat. This is really good if you're, well, for most decks, because it's a tool that basically lets most Pokemon retreat for free. Pretty much only sees use in Standard, but that's alright, because Expanded is something completely different. Next, we have another one of those. So we get 2. Cheryl, heal all damage from each of your evolution Pokemon if you do discard all energy from the Pokemon that were healed that way. This would be very, very useful for Stage 2 decks. I think it's used in Decidueye and probably in Teleon as well. It's quite a nice card from Battle Styles. You get 2 of those as well. Boss's Orders, pretty much every deck I could think of runs a Boss's Orders. Probably 2 of them in most decks, but basically switch one of your opponent's bench Pokemon with their active Pokemon. Very useful for bossing up, say like a Crobat or something, if you only have 2 prize cards left and just want to take them real easy. Next you have an escape rope. Not as common as you would think. There are still some decks that run it. One of the decks that I run, actually, Blaziken Zeraora, would use this guy because it requires you to switch Pokemon pretty much every turn. And any deck that kind of does that this would be useful for, but most probably not. You get 2 of those as well. Evolution Incense, kind of only used for Stage 2 decks for the most part. Basically, you search your deck for an evolution Pokemon, reveal it, put it into your hand, and then shuffle your deck. You get 2 of those. Then you get a Big Charm, which really nice if you are a little low on health. I know that most non-VMAX decks will probably run this just so they can take an extra hit there. But yeah, you get 30 extra HP, if I didn't mention that. And then Cape of Toughness, basically the same thing, but only for basic Pokemon and plus 50 HP. So basic Pokemon that this card is attached to gets plus 50 HP, except Pokemon GX. Pokemon GX will be rotating pretty soon, so it really doesn't matter that they made that exception there, but 50 extra HP on everything basic is fairly nice. Be good for Zacian decks, or anything that only runs a V. Next we have Bird Keeper. I see this in a few decks, mainly Decidueye. Basically, you switch your active Pokemon with one of your bench Pokemon. If you do, draw 3 cards. Good way to set up very early. So, and get into your attacking phase. So anything where you aren't guaranteed your attacker right off the bat, or don't necessarily want your attacker out right away, such as like Decidueye again, this would be very nice for. We have Leon. During this turn, your attacks do 30 more damage to your opponent's active Pokemon. I haven't actually played a deck with this in it. I'm sure you could probably get some use out of it. But you can only play it once, so it doesn't really stack up damage as quickly as you'd think it would. So, but it can help a little bit for that extra little bit of damage. You get 2 of those as well. Marnie, pretty much see this in every deck. It's incredibly useful. Each player shuffles their hand and puts it on the bottom of their deck. If either player put any cards on the bottom of their deck, this way you draw 5 cards and your opponent draws 4 cards. So very nice. Usually we'll see 3 or 4 of these in most decks. You get 2 with this. Metal Saucer, attach a metal energy card from your discard pile to one of your bench metal Pokemon. Very useful for metal decks. See a lot of these in Zacian ADP type decks. Ordinary Rod, choose one or both, shuffle up to 2 Pokemon from your discard pile into your deck, shuffle up to 2 basic energy card from your discard pile into your deck. I've used these in Grimmsnarl decks as well as Butterfree, both not the most competitively relevant decks in the world, but basically any deck where you're constantly discarding energy, these are going to be super useful for. You get 2 of those as well. Pretty sure you just get 2 of everything, so... Crushing Hammer, mill decks, I see this in quite a lot, and kind of just anything where you take a little bit longer to set up because it can help stave off an attack for at least an extra turn. Flip a coin, if heads, discard an energy from one of your opponent's Pokemon, and you can use multiple of these in a turn so they can really stop your opponent from setting up there and attacking. Telescopic Sight, this one I know is used also in Blaziken Zeraora. Probably anything that swings for the bench with an actual attack, so that wouldn't include like Inteleon or Galarian Zigzagoon. But anything that swings for the bench with an actual attack, this would be useful for. The attacks of the Pokemon this card is attached to do 30 more damage to your opponent's bench Pokemon V and bench Pokemon GX. So only useful for V and GX, of course, but still very nice. Professor's Research, fantastic card, used in pretty much every deck. Run 4 of them in most decks. Discard your hand and draw 7 cards. Even like decks that use other draw supporters still have Professor's Research, so absolutely, these are very important. Quick Ball, another very important one. You can play this card only if you discard another card from your hand, search your deck for a basic Pokemon, reveal it, and put it into your hand, then shuffle your deck. Pretty much run 4 of these in most decks I can think of, unless you've got other balls, other Pokeball type cards that'll do kind of the same thing, but I see these in most standard decks at least. Rare Candy, very useful for Stage 2 decks. Choose one of your basic Pokemon in play. If you have a Stage 2 card in your hand that evolves from that Pokemon, put that card onto the basic Pokemon to evolve it, skipping the Stage 1. You can't use this card during your first turn or on a basic Pokemon that was put into play this turn. Basically, you get to skip a evolution stage for basically free, one item. So, Stage 2 decks make good use of this. Level Ball, search your deck for a Pokemon with 90 HP or less, reveal it, and put it into your hand, then shuffle your deck. Going to be very useful because I believe Quick Ball, or no, I guess it's staying around, but these guys are going to be very useful. Just see a lot of decks use these recently. Bruno, Single Strike, so now we're getting into some of the style supporters. So this will be Single Strike style. Shuffle your hand into your deck, then draw 4 cards. If any of your Pokemon were knocked out during your opponent's last turn, draw 7 cards instead. So Single Strike, these will be very, very useful for a Single Strike deck, like Single Strike Urshifu or something like that. These guys will be very useful for that. Switch, very useful card. Switch your active Pokemon with one of your bench Pokemon. Does what it says. Very useful card. You'll probably be running these. Scoop Up Net. Put one of your Pokemon that isn't a Pokemon V or a Pokemon GX into your hand. So this is going to be super useful because Escape Board is gone now. So if you're running Jirachis of any sort, this will be very nice for that. Because they can't retreat while they're asleep or in any status condition. Basically anything that you can place down and gets you cards, this will be useful for you because you can kind of reuse them, as long as it's not a V or a GX. Coding Metal Energy, as long as this card is attached to a Pokemon, it provides Metal Energy. The Metal Pokemon this card is attached to has no weakness. Super useful because you get rid of your weakness in metal decks, so don't have to worry too much. Yep. Then we go on to a Single Strike Energy. If you're playing a Single Strike deck, you're probably running these. This card can only be attached to a Single Strike Pokemon. If this card is attached to anything other than a Single Strike Pokemon, discard this card. As long as this card is attached to a Pokemon, it provides Fighting and Darkness energy, but provides only 1 energy at a time. And the attacks of this Pokemon, or the attacks of the Pokemon this card is attached to 20 more damage to your opponent's active Pokemon before applying weakness and resistance. Very nice card. If you're playing a Single Strike deck, you're playing these guys. Rapid Strike Energy. This card it can only be attached to a Rapid Strike Pokemon. If this card is attached to anything other than a Rapid Strike Pokemon, discard this card. As long as this card is attached to a Pokemon, it provides 2 in any combination of water and fighting energy. So, same deal as the Single Strike Energy, but a little bit better because it does provide you with 2 energy there. It doesn't make your attacks do any more damage, but I'd still say it's probably better because it's a little faster energy acceleration. Turbo Patch, flip a coin. If heads, attach a basic energy card from your discard pile to one of your basic Pokemon that isn't a Pokemon GX. So these guys are very nice. They essentially you get a chance to attach an energy for free. So something like one of these guys in tandem with this, you can have 3 energy and do most Pokemon VMAX's attacks in 1 turn, which is very nice. So. Karina's Focus, Rapid Strike, draw cards until you have 6 cards in your hand. Very useful for Rapid Strike decks. Not necessarily any better as a draw supporter than like Professor's Research or Marnie, but if you're running Octillery, you can search for this for free. So it's very, very, very nice because you basically just get a draw supporter for free. Capture energy. As long as this card is attached to a Pokemon, it provides colorless energy. When you attach this card from your hand to a Pokemon, search your deck for a basic Pokemon and put it onto your bench. Then shuffle your deck. So these cards are very nice because you get a basic Pokemon for free. I would probably only run this in decks that require a lot of Pokemon. Like it doesn't work for stuff like Crobat or anything like that because they're all play from your hand. But these guys are very nice if you're running like say a Rillaboom lineup and you need a Grookey out or anything similar to that. They are also a fairly expensive card. I believe it costs about $4 for these guys. So very nice just in terms of value that they include these. Alrighty, so that's everything. Thanks for watching. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and have a great day.